Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope everything's good wherever you guys are. Guys, smash the like button on this video. Hit the subscribe button as always, guys. Share the video as you guys are aware. Guys, we've got some massive news. Terence Crawford and Errol Spence have agreed a deal, and I think this has been said before, but I think this is more serious. It looks like they have agreed a deal to fight on November 19th in Las Vegas. This is the fight that boxing fans have wanted. I think it's one of the biggest fights in boxing. Two guys in their prime. Don't get me wrong, this is a fight that we wanted for a very long time. Unfortunately, we haven't got. But now it looks like they've crossed the I's and dot the T's. And yeah, it looks like the fight is definitely going to happen at the end of the year in November, which is a massive fight. And think about this thought. We're living in a world where we could potentially get Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua in December, and we could get Terence Bud Crawford against Errol Spence in November. So this is brilliant news. It's big news. It's groundbreaking. It's a historic fight. It's to see who the best welterweight in the world is, and this is the fight the fans want to see. We want to see Terence Crawford v Errol Spence. We wanted to see it for a very long time. This is the fight. This is the fight in boxing. I'm telling you guys now, this is a proper fight. This isn't Canelo Golovkin 3. This is a fight that I believe is financially not the biggest fight, but it's a proper 50-50 fight between two in prime guys. No one's 40 years of age. They're both pound for pound fighters. They're both great fighters. They've both got skills coming out. They're skilled to a very high level. They're special fighters. They're special talents, and we need to see them in action. And hopefully we can get Terence Bud Crawford against Errol Spence November 19th, and to see who the undisputed welterweight champion is, to see who the #1 welterweight in the world is, who is the undisputed welterweight world champion. That's what we wanted to see. For me, the glamour divisions in boxing are welterweight and heavyweight, and for me, the welterweights like Terence Crawford, Errol Spence, both of them are top 5 pound for pound guys. You know, both of them are seen as two top 5 pound for pound guys, and they need to fight one another. This is the fight that I am very excited about. I think it's gonna be a great fight. I think stylistically, brilliant fight. You know, we got a guy that's a pressure fighter who can box, who likes to come forward and beat the crap out of you, and we've got another guy who's just so fast on fast hands, fast feet, great boxing IQ, and he beats the crap out of you as well. But he dismantles you. He dissects you. He dissects you. Wears you down, beats you up, beats you to a pulp, and then beats you into submission. This is a proper 50-50 matchup. This is a proper fight. This is a proper scrap. This is a proper fight. This is what we as boxing fans have wanted to see for a very long time. Technically, a brilliant fight. A fight that I can't call. It's a proper 50-50 fight. I don't know who wins this fight. I genuinely don't know who wins this fight. I think it could go either way. It's that great a fight. It's a fight that could go either way. You know, Crawford might put his hands on Spence. Spence might put his hands on Crawford. But let me tell you something. They're both going to put their hands on each other, and it's going to be a war. It's going to be an absolute war. Now, Terence Crawford's fighting abilities on another level. I mean, he's got fast hands, he's got really fast feet, and that might be a troublesome for Spence, because Spence, although he's very good and he cuts off the ring, Crawford is just a lot more athletic. He's a lot more athletically gifted. He's a lot more nimble the way he moves. He also got power. He's also got speed. So for me, Terence Crawford can do a lot more than Errol Spence. I don't feel Errol Spence, like, I might be wrong here, because like I said, this fight is such a close contested. They're both so skilled. It's so even. It could go either way. But I feel like at range, I feel like Terence Crawford will probably outbox Spence. I might be wrong here, because Spence is not bad at range as well. I just think Crawford would be the faster guy, and I think he's faster of foot. And I think he could get in and out of range. And I wouldn't be surprised if Terence Crawford's got long arms, right? So I won't be surprised if he's actually got the longer reach as well. But Terence Crawford is a huge problem for anybody. But Terence Crawford can have a dogfight. He can fight at range. I don't think Terence Crawford is going to look to have a dogfight with Errol Spence. I think Terence Crawford is going to look to keep the fight at range and look to box Spence. The only thing is, the only problem Crawford might have is that Spence can box, but he's also a dog. He's also a guy that will walk you down and beat you up. And, you know, Spence can kind of do it all as well. He can box. I don't think he can box as well as range as Terence Crawford, but I definitely do think that he can box well enough to get close enough to Crawford to make it a horrible and make it a war, make it a rough. I think Spence has got to make it a rough and tough fight. He's got to make it a dogfight, get Crawford out of his element. I think if he lets Crawford get into a rhythm, get into his element, I think Crawford would be very tricky for Spence. But if Spence dog walks Terence Crawford, gets to him, makes it a hard fight, and Crawford and Spence doesn't respect Crawford's power, then it might be Spence night. So this is why I'm saying I think this is such an evenly contested fight. It's the best fight that could be made in boxing, because it's a fight that we don't know who wins. It's a fight generally that I don't think anyone knows who wins. I don't think anyone could say for certain who wins the fight between Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. I don't think anyone can call it. It's a very, very evenly contested fight, and this is why the world has been wanting to see this fight. Or when I say the world, I mean the hardcore boxing fans have wanted to see this fight. I'm not sure this fight crosses over. I would love it to, but I'm not sure it crosses over to the appeal that it should have. I think these two guys, unfortunately, are not as big a names as they should be. You know, they ain't the Mike Tysons, they ain't the Sugar Ray Leonards, they're not the Roberto Durans, the Hearns. They haven't got they haven't got that name, which they should have, because they're excellent fighters. But there seems to be some sort of problem in America at this point where fighters just aren't promoted. I feel fighters with the ability of Terence Crawford and Errol Spence should be global superstars. But unfortunately, for some reason in America, it just seems hard to build stars at this point. But it's a brilliant fight, and it's a fight that could go either way, and a fight that I'm very excited about, and a fight that you should be excited about. But who do you guys think wins? I want to know your opinions on who you think wins this fight. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I can't call it at this point. I'd have to see more of the build-up when their fight gets announced, and then I'll give a prediction. But I generally, at this point, it's a 50-50 for me. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know what you think in the comment section, guys. Again, leave a prediction in the comment section. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.